Hi there, I'm Gregg with Sonnax, and today I'm really excited to talk to you about an update to one of our most popular kits, the SmartTech Overdrive Clutch Housing Kit for the 68RFE. Now, here at Sonnax, continuous improvement is part of what we do every day, especially with our performance parts. And the big change we have here with the 68 Overdrive clutch drum is a change from 12 screws to 18 screws. So we have 6 more screws. Now, the reason we've done this is the very unlikely event that we could have screw breakage. And this is a really kind of tricky thing because I want to emphasize this is not a big problem. For example, the highest volume consumers of this housing have zero problem with bolt breakage. However, in the torquing process, if there's some inconsistency in the way these things are torqued, especially then if they're used in a high pressure application, there's the potential for a problem. So like I said, we're about continuous improvement. We had the opportunity to go from 12 to 18, and that's the update we're doing here. Now, you might also notice that the new version is silver. And I've been a big fan of the gold housing in the past. I've loved seeing it out on social media and seeing all the pictures. But we really wanted to be able to differentiate between the old version and the current version. So we now have the silver overdrive clutch housing kit. So for those of you who aren't familiar, the Sonnax SmartTech Overdrive Clutch Housing Kit is the #1 upgrade for the weak link on the 68RFEs, which is the overdrive clutch. And the system, the underlying problem with the whole OE overdrive clutch is the very thin 34 thousandths thick steel plates in the OE clutches. These things are way too thin. They can't deal with the heat and the torque. And if you get a little bit of heat with some torque, they'll do just what happened here. They'll buckle and they'll take up, they'll get this springiness, which will take up all the clutch clearance. And if we were to keep driving these, they would eventually burn up completely. So the Sonnax system goes away from the single-sided clutches to a conventional double-sided clutch and conventional steel with much thicker, almost double the thickness of steel core. That makes them much more durable, much more stable, and able to handle the heat. And to increase the clutch capacity even further, the system has a 16% larger piston apply area. So overall, between the improved clutches, the larger apply area, and the bolt-on backing plate, this is the best upgrade for the 68RFE overdrive clutch. All right, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty, which is really all about the screws. And I do want to take a moment once again just to reassure you that if you have one of our gold housings and you follow the instructions, you have nothing to worry about. This whole system is tried and true and has been out there, doing the job as it's supposed to. And we put a lot of effort into assuring that the screws are properly designed for this application. Now, each individual screw has a tensile strength of about 150,000 psi, and it takes a lot to break one of those. The problem is that as they're tightened down and as you torque the screw down, up to 75% of that tensile strength can be used as the bolt stretches when it's being tightened in place. It leaves about 25% of the yield strength available to resist the clutch apply forces. So now if you tighten it even tighter, you use more of that tensile strength, leaving less remaining to resist the clutch apply forces. So it's this tolerance that's the issue. Now the other thing is that while an individual torque wrench is very accurate, studies have shown that a plus or minus 25% tolerance at the shop level, just due to the differences in the screws and the way they're tightened and lubrication and all the other variables. So if you take that wide variable of the actual torque at the screw, put that together with the tensile strength, and you get to the point where there's the potential for a problem. So it's for that reason that we've introduced the 72, 960, 18K with 6 additional screws for a total of 18. And again, you torque it down the same way, and it just has that extra level of capacity. And one more reminder, this is not a torque wrench. So to sum this all up, I consider it a lot like lug nuts on a pickup truck. You have 5 lug nut wheels, 6 lug nut wheels, 8 lug nut wheels. If you jump in a truck that has 5 lug nuts on it, it's not like you're worried about the wheels falling off, But you also know that if you have a truck with 6 or 8, that it's capable and tougher, and it has a greater level of assurance that it can handle the loads. And that's what we've done here, is we've added lug nuts, we've added more screws just to give the whole system an extra level of protection. You can use this kit with complete confidence that we, Sonnax, are doing everything we can to make sure that you have the best product out there and the most durable builds. That's all we have today. This is the update to the SmartTech Overdrive Clutch Housing Kit. I really appreciate your time, and if you have any questions, give us a call or check out sonnax.com.